Yes, guys, it's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. We're here. So let's get into this. I don't even know what I'm going to call this. It was actually meant to be a live. Shout out Philip Hansa. He was in the chat. What happened? 10 minutes before I was meant to go live. Because shout out Basic Kid. He was helping me to put the monetization on the video. Because there's a way you can put the monetization on before you go live, so then you can get all the residuals from all the views, everyone in the live, rather than put it on after, and you only really get the monetization for anyone watching the playback of the live. So 10 minutes before, I've come downstairs, put it on. So shout him out, thank you for that. And then, but as I was trying to move the laptop over because I had it on rest mode, like waiting to the time before I was going to go live. And my son, he had this thing on top of, obviously, the wires or whatever. So as I'm trying to move the laptop, I'm feeling this struggle, tug, like, move. But then, yeah, when I monetize it, I've realised, oh no, I've realised the thing's bent inside the webcam thing. So I'm like, oh my God. So then I've set up the live work. Then something's going on. The camera's flicking off. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to do it boxing beats and rhyme style, which weren't a problem. But then some reason the sound ain't working and it's all going all to pot. So I was on the live for about 14 minutes. He's saying, "Are you there?" People saying, "Are you there?" And I'm realizing, oh my God, so no sound, no nothing. But yeah, let's get into this anyway. So last night was the resurgence of the surgeon Ben Whittaker, but it was a resurgence for a lot of people, really. But we're going to get into all of this. So first off, shout out Ben Whittaker. 2-round demolition job on Liam Cameron in the rematch. Everyone knows what happened in the first fight, so we're not going to go into that. So he's come out. He's had the choir speaking. It seems like a Pentecostal style church. The crowd are booing from the choir, the Christian choir singers, which I thought was nasty. People talking about what Ben did after was nasty or whatever. People booing the singing, the singers. You know what I mean? That's heathenous. That's some mean, Satan spirit going on right there. Could there have been something else in it? Who knows? But I just thought that was a bit mad. To boo the singing of talking about Jesus and stuff like that. If it was other religious songs being sung or played, instrumental or vocal, that'd be disrespectful. You can't really do that. But so he's come out. First round's happened, ding ding. He's come out, he's walked into a jab from Liam Cameron. So I thought, oh, he's got caught a bit too easy early there. And Liam Cameron landed a couple other jabs. All right. So then Ben Whittaker finally started establishing his jab, moving around, making Liam Cameron miss, doing a couple little showboat moves. So he was feeling himself. He was being back to himself. And there's some good shots and stuff coming around the side. Liam Cameron's tucking up very tightly, probably thinking whether the early storm, like the first 2 rounds, will probably start pressing the action from the third, but it didn't get there, did it? So yeah, Ben Whittaker won the first round, but Liam Cameron did land some decent shots of his own, a couple chopping right hands or whatever. And yeah, Ben Whittaker took him well. Second round, Ben was landed some combinations and stuff, and then Liam Cameron went to throw. Ben Whittaker hit him with the famous pull counter right hand, had Liam Cameron stumbling, big shots, unloading, cuffing right hands. Couple body shots in there, 2 hooks to the body. Liam Cameron's got back to the ropes. Ben Whittaker's thrown like a frantic flurry, hit him with another cuffing right hand, which has kind of dipped Liam's knees. Ref jumps in. Was it a bit premature? I think it was, but I think the Fraser Clark one was also premature as well. But I don't know. Is it a Sky Sports thing? Is it a boxer thing? Why? A lot of their stoppages. I remember Callum Simpson's had a couple of premature stoppages as well going in this. So I don't know. Are they telling the refs to be a bit go in early or something, or is it a British thing? Because you don't really want to end up in a soft nation where you're doing that UFC style jump-ins with the refs. you know, the person hits the canvas and a couple punches, diving in and all that. It's not really a good look. But yeah, Ben Whittaker, he's gone around celebrating, you know, people trying to paint a false narrative. Dave Coldwell trying to throw Ben under the bus. So shout out Johnny Nelson for setting him right, setting him straight. If you ever spoke to a boxer with a gum shield in their mouth, they build up a lot of froth of saliva and spit. Hence, you have your chief second in there, who usually washes their mouth guard out during the interval of the round, so it has a lot of build up. Just like, ooh, you know, you build up a lot of spit and stuff like that. Even when you do pads with boxers and they've got a mouth guard in, a lot of spray comes out of their mouth. Coaches, you know, if you've done pads, boxers, you know, I mean, I can imagine Conor Ben, good grief, he's really intense with it. So, yeah, it's just one of them things. He didn't spit at Grant. Grant tried to slap him after he hit him with the shimmy move. He got, you know, the wheel and turn, and he's got out of the way. And yeah, they had a little embrace, and they was all making up afterwards. So Grant didn't try and wipe his face like he's been spat on. If Ben spat at him in his or whatever, there's no way there would have been, you know, having a talk afterwards or whatever. Ben was emotional. Ben Whittaker was emotional after. Ben Whittaker was, you know, talking about the turmoil he's been through for the past 6 months. You know, you can imagine people probably going past him in their car, you quit, you know, shouting jibes and speeding off. You know, them typical troll man there. People saying things online. He's saying he's seen friends and family saying stuff about him, probably doubting his character and his minerals and stuff. Did he quit? That's subjective. Did he show a lack of intent to try and get up and try and fight? Yes, because David Haye, we saw his ankle went. He got punched down by Tony Bellew. He still got up. He got punched out the ring after. He still was climbing, fighting to get up, clawing back up. We've seen Danny Williams. You know, there's people who's gone down heavy and hurt themselves, and they've still tried to get up. Some have fought on, some haven't, but they've tried, and you've seen them limping on the arm or whatever. But they've tried to at least get up and fight. And he didn't try to get up, and that's where my issue was. But yeah, was there an injury? Who knows? But the fact is, he's done what he needed to go away. He said he's humbled himself. He probably didn't prepare right over there. He thought it was just going to be an easy walkover job in Saudi, easy money, and he nearly became a cropper. He's teamed up with Andy Lee out in Ireland, you know, but got back on his faith. Because, yeah, when you're young, and he said he's from, you know, Wolverhampton. When I speak to people from Wolverhampton, all they say is, he's a asshole. Shout out Tyson, Leon. He's trying to bring, you know, some light to the city, bringing guys like Ashley Waters, Asher D, and people like that get performances and stuff like that in the city. So you got to try and get behind that, guys, people in the Midlands, ladies and gentlemen. If it's all good saying, he's an asshole and all that, but when people are trying to do good things or good people are flourishing out of your city, get behind them and promote it and patronize it. You know, you want your city, don't you want your city to change, or do you just want your town to stay in the way you don't like it, or do you want something positive? Make it more attractable. Advertise it that this is, you know, we need some light, and Ben's there to give you light and other people. So I recommend you get behind it. Those in Wolverhampton, Walsall, Birmingham, Dudley, Solihull, all that, Burton, all them Midlands areas, you know, get behind. So, the resurgence for Ben Whittaker. Well done. The pull counter was lovely. I know Andy Lee, you know, with that kind of dynamics, able to generate power. So, yeah, I see people talking about Ben Whittaker against Joshua Buatsi next. I think everyone needs to just calm down. But Joshua Buatsi's fought a very high level. Just lost to Callum Smith on points, Joshua Buatsi. So I don't think it's right for Ben Whittaker, off of the back of this performance, to go in with a Joshua Buatsi. I don't think Ben Whittaker should go in with Joshua Buatsi next. I think he needs to build off of that, off of his training camp with Andy Lee, and progress in the right direction. He's only had a handful of fights. You know, he hasn't even won a British yet. So yeah, there's still things to do before you fight a guy like Joshua Buatsi. I know Joshua Buatsi said something about I ain't hard to find, but yeah, that's not the right move. People trying to rush in. People just, I don't know what people are doing. They're just getting overzealous and overexcited, and they need to just calm it down. Another resurgence on the card was for Fraser Clark. Everyone's saying, what's he going to be like? Is he going to be gun shy? Is he going to have mental scarring, trauma, shell shocked? Because Fraser Clark, we know what happened. It's about 6 months ago as well in the Fabio Wardley fight, the rematch, where he got, his head, his head dented, and he had to have surgery. But he come back with a vengeance. He was fighting Ebenezer Tete, who Ebenezer Tete went 10 rounds with Dillian Whyte before he sort of pulled out. I don't know why. That he's only had that loss, and the only other loss he had was when he got blasted out by Daniel Dubois years ago in the first round. But yeah, Fraser Clark matched Daniel Dubois and did a better job than Dillian Whyte, blasted him out. Well, stopped him in the first. Did I think it was premature? Yes. But he dropped him. He was unleashing a barrage of punches. He probably would have got rid of him before the end of the round, because when it ended, there was still about 1 minute 15 left. So he had a lot of time to end the match, and he probably would have. Ebenezer Tete grabbed the ref. He was trying to get to him. It's like he wanted to kind of half beat him up. But shout out to Clifton Mitchell. He calmed things down. All the security, SA UK, some of them got in the ring. Clifton sorted it out, told him, get back. It's all sorted now. So shout him out. Also, I saw people, ex-boxers and stuff saying, oh, it's bad what Ben Whittaker did. What I said is, everyone, it's a gentleman's sport. I had to let people know this ain't no gentleman's sport, man. This is violence. There's some wrongers in this sport. This is a working man sport. This ain't polo. This ain't horse riding. This ain't middle class. This ain't a middle class sport where you're paying loads of money to send your children. This is where you pay £2 subs, £5 if you're an adult. Working class, you can have people from off the streets trying to change their life, trying to get out of a situation. Or you're just a nasty piece of work and you want to do something a bit violent legally. You can have nice people, you can have normal people, you can have nasty people. So it ain't no gentleman's sport. That's just like a figure of speech, a little buzzword. Oh, Mark, he's a Queensbury gentleman's sport. Man, no, it's not gentlemanly. There's nothing gentlemanly about boxing. So we need to get that out of the way. But I think I put the ex pro champ. I set him straight. He had to tap out. You know what I mean? But big him up. You know what I mean? I won't name him because he probably don't want to. He probably wouldn't care actually. But I'll let him say if I'll try and get him on the show, and I'll bring it up and I'll let him disclose his thoughts. But yeah, Fraser Clark back with first round victory. So resurgence of his career when people thought that he might be done, he might be toast. People didn't think he'd even get back in the ring again. I know Basic Kid didn't think he would get back in. Johnny Nelson didn't think. Various other people as well, to be fair. So not trying to dig anyone out. I was worried, thinking, oh, that was that bad. I don't know if he was going to pass a medical. But yeah, he passed a medical. It was a Turkey Allah Sheikh. Got him the right surgeons and all that. And he's back. Tyler Denny, people, the consensus word on the canvas was if there was going to be an upset of the night, it'd be that fight against Elvis Ahorga from Ghana. Elvis, strong, big, fought as high as about 187 pounds. Tyler Denny only fought as high as 168, but this fight's at 160. Tyler Denny's been a career middleweight. Tyler Denny just lost his European title in his last fight in Wembley Stadium last year when Anthony Joshua fought Daniel Dubois and against Hamza Shiraz. And yeah, he back with a strong man in Elvis Ahorga, and he won on points. Dropped Elvis in was it the 7th round, I believe? I think it was the 6th or 7th. He managed to drop Elvis. I think it was the 7th. And had some good shots, good combinations. Had his children there for the first time. Really nice touching moment afterwards. You know, had his kids there, and he won on points very comfortably. I had it wider than the scorecards had it. I think the scorecards was 97-92, so it probably was 97-93 minus obviously 10-8 with the knockdown, 3 rounds to 7. I had it a bit wider, but nonetheless, very emphatic victory for Tyler Denny, back to winning ways. Shout out to him. Lee Cutler versus Sam Eggington. Sam Eggington is the oldest 31-year-old I know. That guy's been around forever. He retired Paulie Malignaggi. He retired Ashley Theophane. You know, he took them both out and sent them into retirement. Former European champion, British champion. Fought Bradley Ski. He's fought, you know, loads of people who've now retired, and he's still here, going strong. I thought when he lost to the that German guy who looks like Terence Crawford, Baduyo or whatever his name, I forgot his name off the top of my head, but what's his name? Let me get this up. Can't be doing a man a disservice like that. Abbas Baru, yeah, and that was for the European 154 title as well, actually. And yeah, he lost that on points. But yeah, I thought maybe he's a bit done now, ain't he? But yeah, he's come back. He's won on points. I did think Lee Cutler was starting to take over towards the back end, and as it ended in, you know, the start of round 9. So really, it was only 8 rounds completed, and I thought Lee Cutler, because he lost some of the early rounds, I think he was trying to exchange inside too much with Sam Eggington, and that's where Sam Eggington thrives. That's his domain. Lee Cutler's more of a box fighter, but he should have been out of range more. He started to box, you know, later on, but by then the cut had happened. But really should have won by a TKO, because he did cut him with a punch. The replay showed it was a 3-punch combination. It was the right hand dropped in, boom, bust the eye, but the ref thought it was a clash of heads. You know, he's not even... They need to do some kind of VAR stuff for this type of stuff to find out if it was a punch or a headbutt, because this has happened a couple of times now. I remember when Tyler Denny got done over the first time against River Wilson Bent, and that was by a punch, and, you know, they said it was a clash of heads and he had to do a rematch and beat him there, but it's like you gotta go over it again for no reason. So they do need to start setting VAR, I think, for this clash of heads, or use the replay they show on TV to overturn, like change the mind of what the ref thinks he's going to stop it for. Then it's like, okay, well, it's been proven it's the punch, not a clash of heads. So really, it's not going to the cards no more. But yeah, the scores of 87-85, 87-85. So yeah, and he got the 9th and 10th. Ooh. He could have won it by 1 point. One judge had it 90-83. Good grief. So yeah, could have won it by split decision, and he had got the last couple of rounds. But yeah, it's one of them ones. I think they need to run it back though. So yeah, kind of resurgence for Sam Eggington, reviving his career. He's now the WBC International Champion. So yeah, he's back in business. Resurgence for Ben Shalom, because he looked like his fight was going down a pan, going down a drain. He took in a lot of L's lately, but his fight has done well last night. John Pegg, he had a good night. Shout out to John Pegg. So yeah, good on him. Also, wouldn't say a resurgence, but a good farewell ending for Sergey Kovalev, who beat Han. I forgot his surname. He's from sorry guys, I'm not too well, but got to get the content out, you know, and I think it's a good time to talk about this stuff. It's something Man, he fought. What's his name? Arthur Man. Yeah, Arthur Man, and he's from Germany, but he's from Kazakhstan by way of Germany. 22 wins, 4 KOs. Yeah, decent fighter. Kovalev dropped him with the famous 2-1 combination. And that was what, in the second round or something like that. He dropped him early. I remember that, with a 2-1 combination. Might have even been the second round he dropped him, and then tried to finish him off. Nearly finished him off. Put a lot into it. A couple of body shots from Man was getting through. Hurt Kovalev, seemed not hurt, but bothered him a bit. But in the 7th round, Kovalev hit him with a dip down uppercut, left hook, right hook, then a couple of jabs, and then ended the fight with a jab, and then down he went and got up, unsteady legs, corner jumped in. Oh yeah, he busted Man's eye with a punch as well, with a jab as well. So the Kovalev jab is a very serious weapon. If you want to buy, if he turns coach or something, I think he'll be very good as a coach. His kids and his wife was in there, and good ending to his career. Former, unified champion at light heavyweight, Ring Magazine champion, first Ring Magazine champion from Russia. So yeah, big career. Comeback also win on Saturday, because that fight was on the Friday. This fight is so on Saturday. Alexander Gvozdykholloway, he won. He took out Anthony Holloway in the 3rd round, dropped him, battered him, punched him up. Ref had to jump in, so good comeback win. And Anthony Holloway didn't have a good record. I think he was like 9, and I forgot his record, but it wasn't a good record, but comeback win nonetheless. I think it was like 9-2 or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but something like that, to that effect. So yeah, he's back in business, probably looking for a big fight, because in October when Artur Beterbiev and Bivol fight, who knows? You want to be in the line for any fragmented, vacated titles going around. If Artur Beterbiev, however you pronounce it, and Dmitry Bivol fight, things are going to happen. So well done, Alexander Gvozdykholloway. Also, Gabriela Fundora stopped Marilyn Badillo in the 7th round. Badillo was landing some decent body shots, early doors and stuff, good lateral movement, head movement, dipping down. I was surprised the ref, but it had to be realistic. She was dipping down normally, but she was dipping very low because it looked, maybe it was lower than it looked, because it was fighting Gabriela Fundora, who's so tall. And normally the rules are you can't dip below the waistline, but it doesn't take much to go below, Gabriela Fundora's waistline when you're trying to dip or duck punches when you're that much shorter, just like nearly all of her opponents are, really. So, but after a while, the punches started catching up. She took them well, and in the end, she took a knee, got out whilst the ref's counted, shaking her head, no mass, asked to continue, no, that's it, quit, that enough. And that was that. So she's now the undisputed flyweight champion. So yeah, she could probably go through the weights, probably go up to about 135 when it's all said and done. Even though she's skinny, she probably put some meat on them bones. Probably go up to about 135. You never know. But yeah, well done to her. Any other news? Well, we know it's fight week now for Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. It's Bank Holiday Monday. Hope you all had a great Easter Sunday. Hope you had a good Friday. Still haven't been told about any accreditation situations, and the grand arrivals is tomorrow. I don't know if we've even been accredited for that. Then the press conference will be on the Wednesday. Then the public workout will be Wednesday. Final press conference Thursday. Weigh-in Friday, fight Saturday. I've put in for the grand arrivals, and I've put in for the final press conference. So I'll be there Tuesday and Thursday if I get accredited. Then I'll put in for Christopher Savage for Saturday. So hopefully he will go there. If we get the accreditation, he'll be there getting content from Fight Night. I can't make it. I have work engagements and commitments that I have to, fulfill. So I won't be there on Fight Night. But try and get some. Hopefully this week, try and get some guests on. Going to be doing a Neutral Corner episode on Wednesday, filming that. So that should be out hopefully if by the end of the week, if not next week, that will be out. But I'll film it on Wednesday. Got Rico on from iBoxing Hub. He flopped me last time, but he said he's going to be there this time, so we should get that done. But yeah, just a quick 25-minute video. Hope all's well and everyone's blessed. Hope you enjoy your bank holiday Monday. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, have some bun and cheese. Have some, you know, I know I've still got some fish. You know, I could, but it's in the freezer, but you could get that ready. You know, some snapper, some rainbow, sorry, parrotfish. Should have got rainbow trout this year, actually. Maybe next year or sometime this year, but next year for Easter I'll get the rainbow trout. But yeah, there you have it. It's Danny Glover for Fight Fan TV Live. And remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. You know where it is. This video is powered and sponsored by Treasure Boxing Club.